Yo, what up, baby? It's DJ Sus1. This is another episode of Movie Talk, all right? Thefeaturepresentation.com, where movies and music meet. My guy Joey Franchise and Quasi, two of the regular movie nerds with swag like me. they're in this episode. What's good?
What's poppin'?
Yo, what's up? Yo, we got a lot to talk about. I want to revisit Fatale because Quasi finally saw Fatale. You guys are going to talk about WandaVision. I tried to watch WandaVision for 3 minutes, and I said, "What
tried?
You gotta hang in, bro."
Yo, bro, it was like a fake Bewitched. I'm like, what does this have to do with Marvel? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Joe, you got to explain it to him.
Yeah.
We're going to briefly talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League, very briefly. We're going to talk about the Superman and Lois trailer. I know me and Quasi saw it. I'm not sure if Joey saw it.
Not peeped it, yeah.
And if anybody's familiar with what's going on with Mortal Kombat, we can talk about that. But that's today's topics. Let's start off with Fatale. I saw it a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was amazing. I preached to y'all in one of the last episodes that it was amazing. And when I say amazing, by the way, we're not comparing it to Avatar, okay? But for a thriller, you know, there's different levels of movies. For a thriller, and like a murder mystery type of vibe, I thought it was a great movie. Quasi, what did you think?
You know what? You got me on this one because I really honestly went in thinking it's just gonna be like the new version of Fatal Attraction. I mean, there's a little bit of that, like you were saying, but the story, it had a little twist to it, which I liked. It was different. It was good.
Was I correct?
Was dope in it.
No, was I correct when I said Hilary Swank? And I remember, I only know Hilary Swank from The Next Karate Kid. I didn't see no Hilary Swank movies.
Which is crazy to me.
So to me, she did compared to Next Karate Kid, she did a phenomenal job. But since you're more familiar with her, did she do a phenomenal job?
She's come a long way since the Last Karate Kid, dog. I mean, this chick has won Oscars, yo. She was dope in it. She really played the hell out of that character. It's you know, I guess we don't want to spoil anything here on this format, but the story is solid. It was cool. Was it the best movie I ever saw? Nah, but it definitely had some twists and turns. Michael Ealy was dope in it. You know, I thought the story was pretty solid.
It shot to Deon Taylor, who's directed. He directed Fatale, but he also directed Black and Blue. He directed Intruder and a bunch of movies. And I like Deon's work, man. Now, once again, when I say it's fantastic, we're not comparing it to Star Wars and Avatar. But if you love thriller
kind
movies,
it's a
different kind of movie.
Yes.
It's a great thriller movie. It's a great thriller movie. Michael Ealy did good. Hilary Swank did good. And we'll leave it there, man, because I don't want to do too many spoilers, but there's definitely a twist at the end. You know what I'm saying? Joey, did you get a chance to see that, or you didn't see it yet?
Yeah, my girl and I were watching it, and you know, I agree with Quasi. I mean, I kind of got that Fatal Attraction, more modern day Fatal Attraction kind of vibe. I think Hilary Swank surprised me in her character and how, you know, she was, you know, there was some like real creepy moments, and I just was like, you know, that it's a side of Hilary Swank that I've never seen before, so it's definitely something to go check out.
Yeah, she definitely gets dark in this one for sure.
Oh yeah,
for
cool.
Sure.
So I did this in our last episode. I'm gonna do it here. From a scale from 1 to 10, what do you guys give it as far as a thriller goes?
I throw it at 7, a good 7.5.
Same. Yeah, I go 7.
All right, I'm gonna give it an 8. All right, well, let's move forward. I'm gonna let you guys talk, and I'm gonna shut up because I couldn't get past 2-3 minutes of it.
That's the disrespect.
Right now, we're talking about the fake. Well, look, the little bit I saw looked like a fake Bewitched, but I'll let you guys talk about it. I have no idea how the hell they translated that into Marvel stuff. But I couldn't watch it past 3 minutes. So
Quasi, you want to start off and just kind of
I'll start off because you know a whole lot more. Yeah, exactly. You could probably
I'll break it down. Yeah, I'll break down a little bit.
But honestly, guys, you gotta here's my
hold on before you talk, because I know everybody's getting on me about this. I love Marvel.
Yes.
But when I Googled WandaVision, a few of the titles that came up was WandaVision is trash. So I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one.
No, I get it.
I didn't watch enough of it to say it's trash, but the first 3 to 5 minutes was trash. It didn't catch my attention.
So here's the thing. This is definitely a slow burn from Marvel. This literally just picks up right where Endgame left you as far as Scarlet Witch's state of mind. So people got to understand that I don't want to give away a ton of it, but basically she's living kind of her own little reality. And this is how she's dealing with Vision's death. So basically,
Quasi, do spoil. I don't put spoilers on this.
Okay, all right,
spoilers.
Cool.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert!
But every episode is like a decade chunk. So like the 50s started it off. That's why you had more of the I Love Lucy kind of vibe. Then the 60s was the Bewitched vibe. Now and honestly, the 60s was when she got pregnant. And now the 70s is like the Brady Bunch vibe because now she has the kid. But each episode kind of represents this she's putting herself in this kind of weird reality, and the whole thing will revolve around this organization SWORD. They're trying to get her out of that reality. So it's like, and the story is basically loosely based on the House of M, which is a comic. So back with the House of M storyline, Scarlet Witch was dealing with the death of her kids. So this is basically the same kind of story. She's dealing with the death of Vision, and this is how she's dealing with it being in this kind of reality. But I'm gonna let Joey explain a little better because I know he can.
Yeah, no, you hit it right on the nose. I mean, she's really just creating a reality to cope with Vision's death. With what you get in the first couple episodes, I mean, it's, you know, you get these black and white, you know, sitcom vibey, Bewitched, Dick Van Dyke vibes, and it's crazy because I mean, I know for a lot of people, you know, including like, you know, guys like Sus, who's probably not heavily invested in a Marvel show, they're like, yo, what the hell am I watching? But I think Marvel does a really good job of just making it just trippy enough for you to like latch on, because you'll see certain things that the characters, you know, because they're acting accordingly to Wanda's creation, her reality, her little sitcom that she created for herself. And you just see them like glitch out, and you'll see these weird things where like, as if like somebody hit the rewind button and then that character gets back into character because they're trapped.
It's basically like, just not to cut you off, but like she's living in the Matrix, right? So there's this organization that's trying to get her out of it, and this is all, it's building up to something really big though. So that's why I'm telling a lot of people that are confused, and I get it, it's divisive, but they're doing this on purpose. Marvel has constructed the series in this way where it's supposed to be confusing at first, so you don't get the whole theme until the end. And keep in mind, it's 9 episodes long. We've only had 3, so there's 6 more. A lot more is going to be explained. You're going to see her using her powers more. It's not just going to be this sitcom thing the whole way through, but I do get it. It's a slow burn, so people are like, what the hell am I watching? I do get that part, but I promise you guys, this is a big payoff at the end, so that's why people got to watch it.
And we got a lot of that in that 3rd episode, just, you know, how everything happened with the SWORD agent Monica Rambeau, who's you know, Photon in the comics. She'll be in Captain Marvel too. How she got booted out of reality. Now, one thing to pay attention to that scene, because you know, she was a character in there, and you know, she kind of discovered that she kind of, like I said, snapped out of character and kind of was talking to, you know, Wanda as she had the twins, and said, you know, Wanda was like, oh, I had a twin. And she's like, yeah, your twin was killed by Ultron.
Yep.
And then everything just kind of spun out.
And then she's like, who are you? What do you do? And then she's like, what's that emblem on your the necklace? And then she's like, and then she popped her out of there because she's like, get out of my reality.
Yeah, and she was putting 2 and 2 together from the symbol that she kept seeing from episode 1 and 2. And booted her out. But the one thing to pay attention from that episode is how she was still in her like Brady Bunch 70s gear. Like she was in her 70s outfit. So anything that Wanda created in that reality exists in our reality. So that's kind of something to kind of pay attention to, especially now that she has the twins. Like, what if the twins cross over into our reality? And, you know, it builds up, you know, the Young Avengers talk with Wiccan and Speed, Tommy and Billy. It's gonna get wild, and I love what Marvel's doing with it. Like you said, slow burn, but it's really trippy. And one real quick thing too, apparently Endgame was supposed to have a post-credit scene, and the post-credit scene was, I think, Wanda either going to one of the Shield facility and taking Vision's body.
Okay, and that makes sense.
And then that creates WandaVision. That was supposed to be the lead up to WandaVision. So that's that they haven't showed the scene yet, but that's the rumor going around that there's one out there.
As Marvel fans, is WandaVision good or is it bad?
Amazing.
I think it's great. It's great.
Really?
It's really good storytelling. It's one of those things you do have to hang in there a little bit if you're not a straight up fan like we are. But like I said, the payoff's going to be big. I mean, we're talking spoilers anyway. Most people that know or really heads would know that this is going to be this is how they're going to introduce mutants into the MCU. This is basically what they're setting up. So that's why I'm saying the payoff's going to be big. So stick with it, and you'll see how they do it. You know, as it rounds off towards the end. But it's dope. They're
All right, guys. So concluding WandaVision right there. Joey Franchise and my brother Quasi said you need to watch WandaVision. You need to watch it.
Stick with it.
Slow start, but you need to watch it if you're a Marvel.
Stick with it. It's not trash. I've seen those reviews too. It is not trash. There's a lot of things it is, but it is not trash.
All right. Well, let's get to some DC. All right. Superman and Lois. I saw the trailer. I like the trailer, actually. I like the trailer a lot. I'm gonna let you guys talk about it more, but I didn't get a chance to finish watching the whole Supergirl series, right?
Okay.
I only got to season 2 where they introduced Superman. What's this guy's name that's playing Superman?
Hoechlin, right? What's his,
Tyler. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
I just don't like him.
Neither do I. And I was just
Superman, bro. I don't get Superman vibes when I saw him on the screen. I just
he's a slimmer build. It's like he's more like the Brandon Routh Superman kind of build versus
the horrible one.
Yeah.
Right.
No disrespect to Brandon Routh. I like Brandon Routh in other projects, but that was a whack Superman. He didn't look. There's a certain swag you have to have if you're gonna put that suit on. There's a certain aura you gotta have, right? I think that Henry Cavill had that swag. He had that aura. Henry Cavill to me is today's Superman. Just like Christopher Reeve was the Superman of the 70s and the 80s.
But let's be fair. If we're just going on build, when we look back at the Christopher Reeve Superman, even
not
though
just build, I'm talking about the swag, the aura.
I get it. I get the swag,
look,
but Henry, but he was more like
he looks good as Superman. Like, but go ahead.
I got you. Of course, Christopher Reeve was the ultimate Superman, but I just wanted, like, in his defense, in this Tyler Hoechlin's defense, that was more of that slimmer vibe back in the 70s. People weren't ripped the way Henry Cavill is now. Henry Cavill is, you can't compare them on the looks alone, but I get you on the swag part. I think we got to give this series a chance because they did do a couple of alterations. They changed up the suit a little bit so it doesn't look as corny as it did in the Supergirl series. It's the same character, him and Lois character, same characters, but now they're going to be doing their own thing. As you know, they're introducing they're going to have kids. They're going to be out there in Smallville doing their thing.
I don't know, man. I'm a big Superman fan. First of all, when I'm seeing the name Superman and Lois, I start thinking Lois and Clark from the 90s. And if that's what it's going to be,
it pretty much is the modern version, but there's going to be more Superman action where that was more based around Clark Kent living his regular domesticated life. And there was just sprinkles of Superman in there, and they added more later. This is really meant to be more of Superman's story. I think this is good because the CW is finally saying, we're giving Superman his own story versus just being a supplemental character in a Supergirl series, which whether you're a fan of it or not, it was always kind of like, what? Like, why is Superman just popping in every once in a while? Just let there be.
Can we have a Superman series that actually, first of all, somebody that has the aura look and everything Superman should be number one, and just focus on Superman? Like, why does it have to be Superman and Lois? Just focus. Of course, Lois has to be part of the universe and the world that, you know, that's his love interest, but just why can't we have the Man of Steel movie that Zack Snyder did in TV form? Why do we always have to have some corny?
I'm going to answer that really quick, and I'm going to let Joey talk too, because it's interesting. The only thing, the reason that I know that they're doing it this way is because it's the CW, bro. If you look at all those shows on the CW, whether it's Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, they're always getting more into the characters, into their social lives, and they bring that part in. There's always that soap opera vibe to these shows as well. That's what draws their demo in. That's honestly what it's about. And they got it. It's all about ratings, bro. So they know if they just do a straight up hero show where it's just Superman kicking ass every week, there's only a certain amount of the audience that's going to tune in. But if they sprinkle it with the socialite part, and he's married and he's got the kids and he's got to deal with the bosses at work and he's got to deal with problems, it can relate more to the teenage guys and girls. That's the CW.
Yo, I didn't get the
context.
I didn't get a chance to watch this show. I don't even know if it still exists. Did it get canceled? Krypton.
Yeah, it got canceled.
Yeah, because they had it on they shouldn't have had it on the Sci-Fi Network to begin with.
It was on a shitty
Well, first of all,
network.
I don't think anybody cares about what happened before Superman existed either.
I think they actually did all right. I saw a couple of episodes and I heard good reviews about it. It just, to Joey's point though, it was on a shitty network. It didn't get enough exposure. It's kind of like the Gotham. It's like you would think people don't care about a non-Batman infested Gotham, but it worked because you had all these characters around. So it's kind of the same idea with Krypton. But anyway.
Joey, did you get a chance to see the Superman and Lois trailer?
Yeah, I'm actually intrigued by it, even though I'm not a big fan of Tyler being the Superman character. I think the way it's shot looks good. It has a nice little dark tone to it.
The trailer did look good. The trailer did look good.
It looked movie quality. Like they look like they put some money behind it.
I was like, they really trying to get this guy to look like Superman, but he don't look like it.
For real.
But go ahead.
But to add to what Quasi said, I mean, you know, I think they're also trying to find, like, even adding the Lois part, it just to, you know, give strong female leads. I mean, you see what CW's been doing. They got strong female, you know, counterpart in for the Flash. They did the Batwoman TV show.
Yeah.
You know, things of that nature. So I think, and Lois is a pretty strong character, and I think we saw a really good. Pardon me. I think we saw a really good test of that with, because even though Batman v Superman wasn't that amazing, I think Lois's, you know, investigative reporting and the way she was, you know, super active, I thought it was pretty dope. And I think CW really wants to shine light on that and give it some new context with the TV show. And it looks really good. I'm not a fan of Tyler being the Superman, but I think I might check it out.
Yeah, I think we got to give it a chance, bro. And I think it may surprise you too, Sus. I think they're probably they do some good writing. I mean, Supergirl had its moments. I don't think it was the greatest series, but they did have some really good storylines in there. And this whole, what is it, like, it's on its 6th season now, I believe. This is the last season coming up. So
I'm gonna give it a chance for my love for Superman, but I'm expecting it to not. I'm expecting it not good. I'm expecting it to be like Lois and Clark, but we will see. We shall see.
Going with low expectations and then be surprised, you know.
Now let's get to the Superman I care about. We're talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League.
The real one, Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yes, Henry Cavill. They should have did a Man of Steel 2 before they did Batman v Superman. Henry Cavill is this generation's Superman. They should have latched on to him. But anyway, they're now releasing it as a 4-hour, like around a 4-hour movie instead of doing it in episodes, which I have no problem with that because I'll watch it, but I don't know we're like nerds to this. I don't know how the general consumer is gonna feel like. That's like 2 Titanic movies or something like that. Like, how long was the Titanic?
For real, yeah, but Titanic was long as hell.
Yeah, but it ain't gonna be the Titanic though. It's gonna be Zach's version of this. A lot of people have been waiting. To answer your question, Sus, I think a lot of people are gonna be big on this. I mean, keep it real. Whether people liked it or they didn't like it, Wonder Woman 84 was one of the most streamed movies that's ever been streamed. And so like HBO Max already sees the potential. This is probably gonna be at that same level, if not better, because the expectations for this and people never thinking they would ever see Zach's version, now to see it. And from what I hear, the reason why they're doing the 4-hour versions because Zach actually was like ahead of schedule with this. They finished up before they even thought. They got all the reshoots done and everything, so he's pretty much got it in the can ready.
Was that the original reason they wanted to do it in episodes to give him more time to edit?
Yeah. But since he got it done so quick, they're like, well, we might as well just package it up. And then also they're trying to think of later distribution down the line, 4K versions, Blu-ray versions. They're trying to make as much money, and I mean WB, they're trying to make as much money on this as possible.
Do you think that the company, that the studio realized that they messed up when they got rid of Zack Snyder to begin with?
I don't think initially, but I think they realized obviously when the numbers came in for Justice League and the thing barely didn't even crack 700 million. So they were strongly disappointed. I think that's when they were like, oh, we fucked up.
What do you think, Joey? Are you looking forward to seeing the 4-hour Justice League movie?
Yeah, I mean, I would have sat through it if it was 5 hours. You know, I think this is gonna be the real test on, you know, where the DCEU goes from here. I mean, you got these Wonder Woman movies, regardless of, like, you know, what Quasi said, whether you like the, you know, 1984 or not. I mean, Wonder Woman's really hitting it out the park right now and really carrying the weight for the future of the DCEU. They already greenlit the 3rd one. So, I mean, it's only good that we shine light on some of these characters. Hopefully this will, you know, entice Ben Affleck to come back, because I really liked him as Batman and Bruce Wayne. You know, and hopefully it sets up the next Superman movie. Who knows? I mean, I'm really excited to see what this thing holds. It's excited to see more of, like, some of the guys like Flash and Cyborg really have more, you know, depth, you know, to their role in the movie. So this is going to be the real test on, you know, where everything goes from here for DC.
I'm hoping that the movie has elements in it that make us fall in love, because you know we know the characters, but a general person, a general fan, or not a fan, a general viewer that doesn't know what the universe like us, I'm hoping there's elements in the movie that make them fall in love with each character individually.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that this movie can save the fucking universe that they started with Zack Snyder and then failed miserably when they did Batman v Superman and then that horrible first Justice League movie. I'm hoping this could save. I'm hoping this could somehow save the universe, and then they could continue with Man of Steel 2. Because the second Wonder Woman, which I still haven't yet to see, everybody's giving it bad reviews. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yesterday was the last day to see it on HBO Max.
Now you gotta go.
But they're gonna release it on, I'm sure, like regular HBO and all that.
No, they will. And you know what's funny is it's like I feel like Zack Snyder always does good the second go round. I think when the Batman v Superman extended release came out, which you know, when the Blu-ray came out and he added the extra, I think 30 or 45 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Movie. Yep. Like it like why wasn't this released in theaters? Like there was it wasn't the best, but it gave more context to some of these, you know, random cut scenes, and it's like we saw more story build. And you know, I think this is what we're gonna get on the Snyder Cut.
We've already talked about this in an earlier episode, but the mistakes that they made with Batman v Superman is they tried to rush to catch up with the Marvel universe when they should have did individual. You know, the Wonder Woman movie should have came out first. A second Superman should have came out first. The Aquaman movie should have came out first. All these movies should have came out first, so you could fall in love with the characters instead of throwing him in Batman v Superman like everybody knows the history of Wonder Woman, where the fuck she comes from, and everybody because the people don't know. And then they brought Doomsday out of nowhere when the universe is not even that old. Like,
and that was a studio move too, to cut those 30 minutes because they wanted to get as many plays in theaters as they could. So chopping off that 30 minutes means you can hit those movie times a couple more in theaters. You know, it's all about the money, man.
Yeah,
it's all about the money. Let's see where it goes. But anyway, let's move on. We got so much to talk about. I don't know anything about the Mortal Kombat movie. Do you guys know anything about Mortal Kombat?
I know I've seen the stills. They haven't dropped the trailer. I know HBO released a trailer, like a quick like blurb of like different scenes from upcoming movies that they're going to be releasing on HBO Max and in theaters. We got the look of Sub-Zero making the ice. That was pretty dope. But I've also seen stills, pictures of Liu Kang and Kung Lao together. Apparently there's this new character too that they made specifically for the movie.
Yeah, he's like an MMA guy.
Yeah. So that's cool. To kind of give it like a more human-y kind of aspect to the film, because you already know, Outworld, you got all these outrageous guys with, powers and things like that. And I'm a big fan of the video game, so this is gonna be good. And I heard, they didn't spend a ton of money on like big name actors or anything like that, because I think what they really spent money on was CGI and dope fight scenes. And I heard the fight scenes look pretty dope from what I've been reading.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of fight scenes, I know you guys. Me and Quasi already talked about this, but we'll get on it briefly. We saw Kong punch Godzilla directly in the face in the new Godzilla vs Kong trailer. Speaking of fight scenes,
hard.
Now
that was the hardest scene I've seen so far this year.
Now, look, once again, I hate saying this because I have the things I love. Like, I'm a big Superman fan, but I'm not a Godzilla Kong fan. I'm going to see it for the visuals and the fight. Look at Quasi with the shirt. But Kong punching Godzilla in the face was an incredible visual. The axe directly to the face was an incredible visual. I don't know. I know Quasi is a fan. Joey, are you a fan of those characters at all?
I'm a big fan of the recent movies. So I have seen all Godzillas. I've seen Kong Skull Island. Just love the visuals that they put together for this. I mean, I've never really followed them as much as, as a kid and the original OG movies. But man, these movies that they've been putting together, like from the first Godzilla to Kong and this one coming up soon, like they look awesome, bro. And like the visual effects and just it's insane, man. Just watching that trailer yesterday and that scene, of Godzilla just shooting from the ocean, like shooting his beam, and then Kong jumping off and Kong. Oh man, it's gonna be epic, bro. But I'm sure there's gonna be a bigger bad for the movie, because I know I saw a couple. I don't know which monster they're gonna be facing this
So
time around.
we talked about this a little bit. We already did a trailer breakdown on the channel. You guys
But
should
speak
check
about
out.
it a little bit, Quad. Speak about it a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, basically to Joey's point, yeah, most fans will already notice, and they have little flashes of it. Mechagodzilla was a big villain for Godzilla back in the old school days, so they're probably bringing him back. In fact, they've already kind of spoiled that. The little nuggets in the trailer, if you watch, it's like, okay, Mechagodzilla is definitely going to be in this movie. It's probably going to start off like we talked about in our trailer breakdown before, where Godzilla is initially going to be fighting Kong. They'll have their battle, and after that, it's almost like the BVS kind of thing. That once that fight's down, then they go to fight a bigger bad, which in this case will probably be Mechagodzilla. So the breakdown's going to be cool. And to Joey's point again, the visuals are, man, just seeing this that part at the end where Kong comes down with the axe. They got a close up on his face where it looks like you can't even really tell to me that it's CG. You know it's CG, but it's like, man, does that look like a straight up gorilla face, not even just a CGI fleshed out face. So it's like the visuals on this, I think they've spent the time and then some, and it's going to be amazing when we see it on screen.
It looks like Zack Snyder did the visuals.
Yeah, I mean, but it's dope. It's dope as hell. I can't wait. I'm like, so March 26th, HBO Max is dropping.
That's awesome.
I think fans are super excited like me. If you're ahead like me, yo, this is what you've been waiting for. Like Godzilla Kong, you knew it was coming. So I'm all in.
All right, guys. Well, look, I thought we had more to talk about. We're not going to talk about Space Jam 2 today, so we're going to end it here.
There's not enough footage on Space Jam 2 yet. I mean, you just saw that one of like LeBron.
Yeah, they released a picture. You know, we'll talk about that when they release a real trailer. But, you know, I want to talk about, you know, with the conversation everybody talks about Jordan to LeBron and, you know, all that. We'll talk about that at a later date. But look, guys, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you click the bell for notifications. Like this video. We always talk about movie talk and TV show talk, occasionally music talk. And, you know, we just out here talking about the things we love about these movies, man. Looking forward to Godzilla versus Kong. Looking forward kind of for Superman and Lois. You know what I'm saying? I could care less about WandaVision, but due to my guys here, WandaVision, they're saying you have to go see if you're a Marvel fan. So if you're a Marvel fan, take their word for it, not mine. And I think we covered a lot. Oh, we're looking forward to the 4-hour Justice League movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the credits to the end.
Oh my God.
I hope there's a dope. I hope there's a dope end credit scene.
I'm sure, and I can't wait. I'm gonna have that probably on loop at the house. Just rewatch it. 4 hours, rewatch it. Bathroom break, rewatch it. Whatever.
Nice. All right, guys, subscribe to our channel. It's thefeaturepresentation.com where movies and music meet. I'm DJ Sus1. That's Joey Franchise. That's Quasi. Here's our Instagram pages, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.